I'd like to share a secret with you guys today. And that is, what if I told you that you can start working before you're even old enough to obtain a work permit? Now, how could that possibly be, you may think? That's probably illegal, right? And I'm here to tell you otherwise. But before I start, I'd like to give a proper introduction to myself, and my name is Phillip Chao, and I started working online since I was 11 years old. What really started was I didn't just wake up one day and say, what about online jobs? Shouldn't I do that or maybe try that out? That never really happened, but what did happen was one day my parents told me, Phillip, if you're going to continue to use your phone, you're going to have to pay for your own phone bill from now on. And at that time, I was in 8th grade, and I had no job, no allowance, even though I did some chores, and I had no source of income at all. Not even Chinese New Year's money, if you guys know what that is, you know, those red pouches. None of that. I actually ended up giving some of my own money to them because I sold my own Pokemon cards when I was little. Anyways, so that's basically what happened when they first told me, and I was just kind of crazed. But immediately after, I went on my computer and I typed in a few words on Google, in fact. Earn free Amazon gift cards. Now, the purpose of these Amazon gift cards was so I could buy prepaid airtime to refill my phone. And I went through various websites and through a few pages of the first pages of Google, and I realized one thing. There are so many websites, many of them were scams, and I ended up with one single website. And that website was a pay-to-click platform where I could do surveys, offers, tasks, play games, and even refer my friends or strangers, and I could earn money from there. And I thought that was pretty cool. But one thing I had to keep in mind. I was an 8th grader at that time. I was your typical 8th grader, in fact, and I had no skills. I just was involved with peer tutoring, you know, kind of teaching other students Algebra 1, and then I also was taking an active role in the classroom environment. That was pretty much it. And so when my dad told me that day, Phillip, we're going to cut your phone line and sell your phone on Craigslist if you don't start acting up and get that money in so you can pay off your next bill, because we are currently in a financial situation that we don't want to keep on going through, and we can't afford to pay for your phone. I thought to myself, okay, they're actually being serious, and I was this close to getting my phone taken away and being sold. So after signing up to that website, the website's actually called Points to Shop, I ended up taking a strong interest in the referral program. And the referral program allowed me to earn up to $1.50 for every single person I would be able to refer. And that could be my friends on Facebook, it could be strangers from all over the internet, from different countries, all for up to $1.50. And I thought that was pretty cool because on that same day, I created my first website with no knowledge. And that was a Weebly website. So from there on out, I did my research and I started optimizing my website so that it would go to the likings of the so-called Googlebot. And this Googlebot is from Google Webmaster, and it ends up indexing and crawling sites to more understand just what the website is about and seeing how qualified the website is to be on the top of Google. And so it uses meta keyword density and also uses backlinks and various other techniques to kind of sort all these websites. And that's why you see some sites at the top of Google and other sites in like the page 23 of Google. And I did that for quite a while, and then I come to realize that website design was actually my interest, and it was not search engine optimization, which I've been doing for quite a while, which was just for me to earn money and that referral money. And that website design, I ended up creating 4 more websites, all with Weebly. But there is one thing that made me super annoyed about all these websites that I created. And that answer is Weebly. Weebly was annoying because it was a drag and drop website. It gave me a few templates to start off with, and most of these templates either didn't fit the niche of the website I was trying to create, or it was just an ugly template. What if I wanted to create a template or create my own template or design my own website or use a template from elsewhere and upload it into Weebly? That didn't allow me to do that. I know many of you guys think, oh, there's WordPress, and at that time there's other stuff, but I didn't know WordPress.org existed. I only knew WordPress.com, and that was a blog. So from there, I actually went towards the programming end, because the programming end allowed me to create my own websites and design it to my own liking. So for example, if I want to move something or write something in the center middle, I would be able to do it. Rather with Weebly, it's just drag here, and that was it. And from here, it really kind of irritated me because now I wasn't able to do so much, and so when I moved on and learned programming, I realized a few other things. The combination of programming, designing, marketing, and also hustling was altogether essentially tech entrepreneurship. And what that is really is that it comes together, and every single one of them I had a profound interest in. Designing, programming, I've learned all those mostly on my own because the school never taught them. And from there, that's where I started my Pill Drops healthcare tech startup. And I was doing a lot of these things that was incorporated within these 4 skills, like talking to investors, pitching with them, and networking with strangers at CIC, which is Cambridge Innovation Center. And I've also created the product itself, worked with my co-founders, and worked on that hardware side. I designed the app. I did a lot of stuff collaboratively with my co-founders, and we've ended up creating a prototype in less than 4 weeks. Now, that is not the main point, because the main point is these skills that I've been talking about. And I could have done so many other things with these skills. I could have become a freelance designer. I could have freelanced programming and ended up helping clients on that end and earning money. But Pill Drops has 0 income right now, because it's currently still an early stage startup and we're bootstrapping, so we're putting in money into it. And I could have done other things such as intern at a company or intern at another startup, or I could have scaled my startup further. And I chose the latter one simply because that is the one that I would take the most interest in. I had a voice in the company as a CEO. I had also, as a co-founder, I shared that voice with my other co-founders, my CTO and also my CMO, which are the Chief Technical Officer and the Chief Marketing Officer. And we worked together and we built this product from scratch, but from our own ideas. There was no set of directions. There was no teacher that told us, here, number 1, you have to do this, or build this part first, or carry out this step first. There was none of that. We started off by doing market validation with people on the streets, with professors, with everyone out there, and everything possible, and even with Google. We looked for what people looked for, what the consumers wanted. And we also looked at our own grandparents and why this product would solve the situation and how we should design it. Now, with this freedom and also the skills I've acquired, that was the reason why that I am the one I am today. And this is why I'm here. And so far I've been talking about tech entrepreneurship, and many of you guys probably aren't into tech entrepreneurship, and I know that. And that's why I want to go more into detail about that I'm not just focused on tech entrepreneurship. There's many other topics. I've also been interested in apparel, to like new indie films, and all these different topics don't require to program or to design or to market. You don't need to know any of these skills. In fact, if you're interested in for example, playing musical instruments, you can start your own organization, and then actually from there gather like other avid musicians and work together to teach other individuals who are trying to break into that industry, or people who just want to learn how to play musical instruments, and teach them rather than have a teacher do it. If you're into basketball, you can create your own league, and then you have other students who are also as excited as you about it, and you can set up playoffs between different teams. For example, also, if you like theater at school, which is an elective, you can carry on from there and not just limit yourself to being at school and doing theater there, even if it's theater production. You can go out and audition with the entertainment industry, and from there, that could be the start of your acting career. Now, right now, I'm not just listing things and trying to get you guys an idea of what different things are about. I'm listing things that have actually happened, the latter one which I personally experienced myself with acting. The other 2 are ones that my friends have gone through, or people that I know that have gone through in a similar situation. And so that's why I'm not trying to bring up random facts or anything like that. Every single thing was concrete that I've seen through my eyes. And so the main key point right here that we're trying to focus is that every single action that we take is brought on and derived from our initiative and our will to dwell in a more complex environment. And that will is only within that entrepreneurship aspect. If you look at a student from a school, what do you see? Well, you tend to see that their motivation comes from their grades, trying to get A's. You see their parents probably pressuring them. You probably also see their peers competing with them. That's their motivation. And that's a forced motivation that you don't want to look for, because that's fake. Now, with the entrepreneur, you're looking at different things because the entrepreneur has motivation from their own interests. It comes directly from themselves and how they want to expand their interests. And they can create new opportunities and bring them to other individuals out there who needs them, or they can better society with a new product or service. And in the end, it's persistence and motivation from yourself that is able to allow you to achieve so much more. And from here, it's knowledge is free, skills can be learned, and everyone has undiscovered interests like I did with designing websites. I never knew about that until I started. And there are students out there. The difference between an entrepreneur and a student is that the entrepreneur actually takes that leap of faith and goes the further step and creates what they want to create and not follow the directions because there are no directions. A student just does what people tell them to do. And that's the difference, the main difference. And that's why you see that there are students out there who don't go to college or students who drop out of college because they've already have an interest in what they like to do. And so why continue going on through the education path where people tell you exactly what to do when they have already a path set for them? There are also students out there who continue to follow those directions, and that's the exact opposite. And so right now, there are also students in the extreme end that end up choosing their major in the end of their sophomore year when the school allows them to do so, and that's the exact end of the deadline. So why would you wait until the end of your sophomore year to choose a specific major? Because that doesn't make any more sense. And what if you choose a major and you've never experienced it, and then you realize, oh, I need to change my major in junior year? Then it messes up the entire process, and that's why you should start early. So take all those opportunities that you have and start early and find something that you like to do, because everyone has an interest, whether you know it or not. And so from all this that I've said today so far, I want you to take away one thing. And that one thing is, never let age be a limiting factor in what you want to do. Many of us think that if we're not 18, we can't have that work permit, so we can't do anything. Many of us think that if we're not 18, we can't do this or we can't do that. But there are so many things out there that you can do. Two of the things that I've done, which is acting and also entrepreneurship with freelancing and anything else out there, and even search engine optimization with affiliate marketing. There's so many different things you can do. So don't let your parents tell you exactly what path you should take if you already have a path that you like to take. And don't let your parents tell you exactly what to study, because what if you don't want to study it and you end up trying to pursue something that you don't want to do later on? Because the people who make and pursue those opportunities is you. Not your parents, not your teachers, not other people in the community who are trying to influence you. Because after all, those people are the ones that want to set you on a specific path that you possibly don't want to be on. And so the person that knows you best, in the end, is you. Thank you.